What made you transition from the catching position to a pitcher, and who made you transition to that?
So the big transition happened my going into my sophomore year of high school, or not high school, junior college. And it was multiple coaches. It was actually all five of my coaches at Modesto Junior College. Um, Zeb Brayton was the biggest one. Nathan Gregory was another. John Combs, uh, Paul Chavez, and then my favorite one. This one was a pretty good one. It was we called him Petey. Uh,
There we
he
go.
told me in the All-Star game that I was going to be a pitcher when I was actually a catcher, and I was like, I'm not going to be a catcher. Or I wasn't going to transition to a pitcher ever, and he ended up was proven it right about 2 years later.
Could you see yourself at any level maybe becoming a two-way player, obviously being you just got drafted, and a lot of two-way players are taking over now with the versatility aspect. Could you see yourself catching again in the minor leagues and try to relearn it and maybe even try to do both?
At that point, I think that I wouldn't maybe want to catch. I think I'd probably want to go to first base. I got beat up a lot. My knees they're hanging in there a little bit. But I mean, if it had to come down to it, I'd be down for it.
As you guys know, we are talking to Yankee free agent pitching prospect Blane Abeyta. Now, Blane, is there who when the Yankees reached out to you and told you that they wanted to sign you? Who was the one that reached out to you, and what did they say to you when they said that they want to bring you in and they want to sign you?
So Tyler Robertson was the one who actually came out and watched um, some of my well, not some of my bullpens, the live hitters that I faced. Talked to him a little bit after. He really liked what I did. He was talking to me during the middle of it, trying to change some things that he thought would probably help me. He liked how I was coachable, really liked how I was able to command the ball and still be able to run up the numbers on the radar gun. Um, and then he's like, okay, I expect you to call either tonight or tomorrow. And about not even maybe an hour later, I get the phone call from him. And he was on the phone with the Rapsodo guy from the Yankees as well. He really liked the spin rates and everything that I had on my pitches, and that's when they offered it.
What were your favorite parts of playing for Nevada baseball? Obviously, Mountain West, not really a big baseball conference in comparison to some other sports, but San Diego State's had some good success, and your school's had some recent success as well with Nevada. What were some of your favorite parts there?
Some of my favorite parts there were obviously developing another bond with the family. And as my family, I mean my team, my coaches, everybody there. Um, I mean, that's a great group of guys that I love and I would back up any day of the week. I love those guys and I'd do anything for those guys out there.
Well, I will say this. When I look at Yankees and I look at the New York Yankees, the organization as a whole, they have always found good relief pitchers from all different spots of the world. I'm talking about they've gone all the way to Dominican Republic, to Venezuela, to here, the United States. And everything that I've read about you, and I think that the opportunity that you have, not only as a pitcher but as a Yankee, is the opportunity to learn from some of the great young pitchers in the league and some of the great older pitchers that are retired now. And the Yankees organization, and you know this, Blane, when they're spring training, all these ex-Yankees go over there, Goose Goslage and all these different guys, they go over there and they train with some of the young prospects, the young players. Is there a particular guy on the Yankees or what is still a part of the Yankees organization that you would love to work with?
I would love to work with, as you mentioned earlier, Andy Pettitte. I mean, the man's a legend, but I'd also love to learn from Mariano Rivera. His cutter is unbelievable. I've watched stories of him, how he had a cardboard glove because he wasn't able to afford one. I mean, the way that Mariano grew up, I mean, that's just everything about him's insane. Love it. So I'd have to be between those two guys right there.
All right, so two-part question here. Your favorite game, maybe your most accomplished game on any level, and the craziest game you ever played in?
I would have, man. I believe, so the most craziest thing that happened to me was my senior year of high school. we were playing in the playoff game, and we hadn't been to a playoff in about a few years. And we were down, I think, by 2. I come in, I got robbed from a pop-up that bounced off the fence. The catcher caught it, they said it was an out, and I was like, well, it bounced off the fence, it's a foul ball. They're like, no, it was a clean catch, and I was like, oh, God, okay. So I next to that, come up, 2 outs, bases loaded. The guy throws me the high fastball, and I drive it over the left field fence for a grand slam, and our whole stadium goes crazy. Dugout comes out, starts crowding me. I think that's probably my craziest moment. I think the best moment of my baseball career is having my grandpa be there with me for when I signed for Nevada.
I could tell that your grandfather plays a big part of your life and what you have done, not only in your baseball career at an early age and where you are moving forward, because your grandfather is a big supporter of what you do. Team you rooted for growing up, and do you follow other sports? And if you do, in football, basketball, and hockey, who do you root for?
Basketball, I played 4 years of high school basketball. I was a big Chris Paul fan. I loved when he was with the Hornets. Transferred over to the Clippers. It was Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan with Lob City there. I loved it. He transferred over and teamed up with Harden in Houston, so I'm going to have to say that I'm following my man Chris Paul. And hold on, Blane. Before you end this, so you're pretty much telling us that you are a front runner, my friend. Is that what you're telling me right now? I'm not a front runner. No.
I'm just messing with you.
I'm a single player lover.
I'm the same way. If you know anything about hockey, John Van Beesbrook was a guy I followed when I was a kid. When the Rangers traded him, I hated the Rangers. He went from Vancouver, he went to the Florida Panthers. From the Florida Panthers, he went to the Islanders, and then from the Islanders, he went to Philadelphia and then New Jersey. So I followed him, and I was a big fan of him, but eventually I became an Islander fan. So I'm just messing with you. Other teams and other sports?
Football, we don't really watch football in our house, but we do. I'm a big Colts fan. I loved when Peyton Manning was there. Transferred over to the Broncos. My sister became a Broncos fan. But I really liked Stanford growing up. So when Andrew Luck took that place, I really liked that. So I'd have to say I'm a Colts fan.
Okay. And you're not a hockey fan, I'm guessing.
No, I don't really watch. I try to stay away from the cold as much as possible, even though I lived in Nevada.
Well, there you go, guys. He lives in Nevada. He hates the cold, and he wants to stay. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If you get called up to the Yankees, my friend, it is cold here in the wintertime. So you will experience the snow and the craziness over here with the New York Yankee fans.
Oh, I'm ready for it.
Well, I'm ready to watch you play, man. I'm looking forward to it because I'll tell you this right now. We as a Yankee fan, and this guy right over here, he's a Met fan, so we don't care what he thinks, okay? Let's care what I think here. All right? I will tell you this. I've loved some of the young prospects the Yankees have brought up. They've developed a lot of good young prospects, and some of the young pitching prospects we've seen come up over the years they've turned out to be very, very good pitchers. So I'm excited to see your development, and I'm going to keep tabs on you because not only that we have interviewed you and we would love to get you back on again as you move forward as a Yankee, but the fact that you are a personality and to me, not only the drive of who you are and what you are, I too, one of the reasons I was a big athlete, one of the reasons why I pushed forward was because of my grandfather who passed away years and years ago. He was a guy that really strived and pushed me to be the player and really be the broadcaster and analyst that I am today. So a lot of things that I know and what I've learned was from my grandfather. So I know how you feel, and I know how grandfathers and grandmothers could push you to be the best that you could be.
Definitely. I respect that. Thank you.
Well, anyways, tell the fans how they can find you on social media, my friend.
Social media, I have Instagram, Blane1112. Same thing on Twitter. And that's pretty much the only social media I have. I have a Facebook. I don't go on it much. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've been on Facebook in about 2 years. So pretty much Instagram and Twitter.
All right. So do you have the app TikTok?
Oh, God.
Yes, I do.
Well, come on, Blane. This is what you need to do as a Yankee guy. You got to go on there and you got to pick the best song that you could possibly. I think you would be perfect to disco. Have like one of those disco puffs. Yeah, disco, man. We get the Bee Gees or something like that. Put that up there. You will be a big draw. I'm telling you right now, Blane Abeyta. I'm sorry, Abeyta. You change your name around. We'll call you Beta. All right.
Okay.
We'll call you Beta, and you have your TikTok and you're dancing around. What kind of music do you really like, by the way?
I'm a big country boy.
Really?
Country music. Yes, sir.
So who's your favorite country singer?
Music. I'm kind of stuck on Luke Combs right now. Everything about that man is just, I love it.
You know what? I will tell you this. I didn't like country music for the last, I would say, the last 20 years. I never liked country music. Over the last 3 years, I've started to, country music has started to grow to me. I love the Zac Brown band. I like Kane. I'm sorry, Sam Hunt. I like Sam Hunt. I like the popish country music. A lot of people say that's not country music, but to me, that's country music.
Yeah, no, it's. I agree. I feel it's country music as well. If you want to get pretty old school, I got some stuff that I can tell you about.
You know what? I'm going to keep this in mind, and we're going to be Instagram buddies, and you're going to feed it, because I am a DJ, and I do not spin a lot of country music, but every time I go to these big events, they always ask me, when I do a big event, they ask me, what kind of country music do you have? And I'm like, what do you want to hear? And they give me some of these names. I'm like, what the heck is this? I mean, I can't even find this on my hard drive. I got 2 terabytes worth of music. I can't find this guy. So...
I could share that playlist with you anytime you need it.
Well, there you go. And I'm going to take that. And I'm going to say, you know what? Blane Abeyta gave me this playlist, and I'm going to use it every time I go to a country party. How's that sound?
There you go. It's perfect.
Blane, thank you for joining us. We're going to stay in touch. We want you to come back on when the season starts. When the season starts for you, and I'm looking forward for you to grow with the New York Yankees and eventually be called up and be a big part of the Yankees winning championships.
Definitely. Thank you guys for having me. Anytime you guys need something, just reach out.